Hi, everyone. Today we are going to edit the daily planners. I know we've already done two others, so I'm just kind of going back to back so you can just get started and start editing these and putting these out right away. So, the daily files, let me just share my screen before I forget, because sometimes I do just keep talking without sharing anything. The dailies are going to be, you're going to get two daily planners, even though you have five files. So it's a little confusing. You're going to get the quarterly for the first quarter of 2022, the second, the third, and the fourth quarter. And the reason they're split up that way is two things. One, the files are easier to manage, but two, I've noticed a trend where I see some people selling dailies as quarterly planners. So they each have their own different covers. And then this way you could sell kind of like a subscription, or maybe people could kind of test you out, or you could price them like maybe $20 for each planner. But if you buy all of them together, instead of paying 80, you just pay me 65 or something like. So then they save money by bundling them together and ordering them from you all at once. And again, I'm just throwing those numbers out there. You can definitely price yours however you want. There's also the Blue Daily, which is kind of our standard. That's the one. I always apologize for this. I called this the Girl Boss Planner. It was this awful phase I was going through where I just labeled everything Girl Boss and I put everything in rose gold, even though this one is in blue. But that's why it's called the Girl Boss Planner. It's just a simple daily planner. This is a huge, huge monster file. It is 366 pages. So just remember to shut everything down if you are going to open this file to edit it, because even when I edit it, even with my supercomputer, it does take a minute. And that's even with me shutting everything down, just because I'm so used to doing that. Now, you're going to have two sets of JPEGs because I didn't want them to get confused. All of the quarterlies are inside of here. So you're going to see these going from 1 to all the way to the fourth quarter. So they're all consolidated together. So you get a separate page for each of these days that are inside of your planner. And then you're going to get the JPEGs for the blue one. And this blue one is just like we saw before. It is just one page per day, which is the essence of a daily planner. And because of that, those are all in one separate JPEG, so you don't get them confused. So let's go ahead and open up the daily quarterly first, and I'm going to show you how to edit that. And I'm going to, I keep forgetting to make myself smaller so you can see more of the screen. All right, so inside of this file, there's a lot of stuff going on. I guess character styles is automatically open. We don't need paragraph styles. Let's just close this for a second. All right. So I'm going to go ahead because I just like looking at things with overprint preview so I don't have to see all those weird boxes. I just find it very distracting. I know some people really like it. And usually I can tell someone who has been, I don't want to say classically trained, but someone who has been in university and trained as a graphic designer. They love margins. They love boxes, bounding boxes, and all of that. It looks like, to me, it just looks like the Matrix, like a bunch of mess, but to them, it makes sense. So anyways, this is the January through March 2022 planner over here. And inside of here, I didn't change the cover only because two things. One, I actually love this cover. It's like one of my favorite covers ever. I really loved this style and I was super excited when I found it. And I'd seen like there was another planner that used it. I think it was called Spaces that used like some elements of this too. But everything is basically the same except I've changed the dates. And then you'll notice here at the bottom, it says planner number 1 of 4. And that's something I added. If you don't want it, you could definitely double click this. You could just say Q1 2022 planner or whatever you want to say if you don't really like that. Now, I will say the colors, I would be careful on changing the colors. I've chosen them because I think they go well with the layout and the design. So this one is a little harder to, I guess, kind of make your own, only because of the way that it was designed and intended. But you could definitely do that. Like, I think the biggest thing is that this was supposed to just look fun and look like kind of like makeup or paint as it went through. But you'll notice it's a 2-page layout where each page has Friday on the left, Saturday, Sunday on the right. And then as we go down, you'll see Monday, a Tuesday, and then a Wednesday, a Thursday, and then it repeats to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the reason I say that is because it's just really tough, right? Because there are 7 days in the week, but a 2-page layout is in theory like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you'd have this odd 7th page. So that's why I put Saturday and Sunday together. All of these icons too are just suggestions for people, right? That's yoga, maybe healthy eating, the gym. Instead of putting words, I kind of like put icons, workouts, meditation. This is supposed to be going places. This is supposed to be like just love, gratitude, or it could be cardio, right? Depending on how people interpret this. Activities, projects, notes, afternoon, evening, morning. And I just realized activities, I believe that's spelled incorrectly. Hold on, let's go to pages. Yeah, I certainly did spell that wrong. I can't believe nobody said anything. Let's see. Yep, activities is missing a T, an I for that word. So let's go to the master page. It's the Saturday, Sunday. Has no one ever, maybe because it's a script font, nobody noticed. There we go. Activities. I will re-upload these. I'm so sorry. And I'll fix that. But anyways, let's go on. So here at the top are your master pages. So if you want to add more pages, so let's go to window and let's go to make sure pages is selected. So when pages is selected, you're going to see this flyout menu. I always tell people if you've never used master pages, think of them kind of like headers and footers inside of Microsoft Word. So they just kind of repeat on every page, but they only repeat on the pages that you want them to. And that's why we have so many different master pages here at the top. So here you can see that 1C is being applied to this page. 1A is applied to this page, 1B is applied to this page, and then we recycle through that again, and it goes 1C, 1A, 1B, 1C. And the reason it does that is because 1A is Monday, Tuesday, 1B is Wednesday, Thursday, 1C is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So over here at the top, so now that I fixed Saturday, Sunday here on this one, it will be fixed through the whole document. I wouldn't have to go through each and every single page. Now, what I would do if I were you, like let's say you want to add a annual inside of here, right? So I think a really good fit might be to mix and match is if you had which one is it? The monthly, and we did the violet metallic. I think that matches very well. I would open up my violet metallic and I would go ahead and do view, overprint preview, so I don't have to look at those weird boxes. And let's say I really like this 2-page layout. I'm just going to put January inside of there. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to select these two, and I can tell they're selected again because they're kind of grayed out. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say move pages. And so I'm going to move it to that other document, to the daily quarterly. And so I want to move these probably not at the end of the document. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to move it after page 1, right? So I'm going to say, okay, it's going to move that. I'm going to go over here to the daily quarterly, and then I'm going to see that inside of here, I now have January monthly spread as my 2-page layout right in here. And then I jump right into the dailies for January. So what I probably want to do after that is, let's see, this is still January. Yeah, there's 30 days. It's a lot of days. I'm going to find February. So it looks like February is over here. So I know that this is page 30, 31. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go find February. So now I'm going to highlight. I just hit my shift key down so I could select both of those pages. I'm going to select the 2-page spread for February. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say move pages. And then I'm going to move it over to that document. I've been talking so much, I forgot what page number I said, 30 to 31. Okay, you won't be talking, so you probably won't forget. So I'm going to say move pages, and I'm going to say before, whoops, I have to make sure I'm going to the right document. Before page 30 is where I want to move it. Oh, look. And then I'm going to say okay. and then I'm going to double check over here, and then I can see right before page 30, I have a new 30, which is now my February 2-week spread. And then I jump right into January 31st, February 1st. So that's one way you can use these planners to mix and match in between. And so that purple also matches the purple motif of this particular planner. So as you go through, you could keep doing that as you want. And again, it's really up to you, only if that's something you want to do. Something else that I might want to add to be nice is I might add an annual. So if I remember, I did have an annual inside of here. I had a purple metallic annual, so I could open that up. And that purple metallic annual has that 2-page spread right here. This is just a holder page because that's just how Adobe InDesign is set up. But I can select both of these pages. I'm going to right click here. I'm going to say move pages. And then I'm going to make sure to select the right document because now I have a few things open. I'm going to go to that daily, quarterly, and I'm going to say move these after page 1. And I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to go back to my daily, quarterly. And now I can see that when you open it, I have a annual here to kind of just get people centered onto the whole year at a glance. And then I jump right into my January monthly 2-page spread. And then we jump right into dailies. So this is one way you can mix and match in between these different files to create kind of your own planner. Another thing too is maybe you want to have a whole page on goals. So what I would do is you could actually insert pages into the spread. So I would right click over here and say insert pages. And again, it's going to ask you very exactly where you want these pages. So I'm going to say maybe I just need a 2-page spread and I need this to occur after page 5. And I'm just going to say, okay. So now inside of here, I have 2 pages after page 5. Now these do have, here's the only caveat. Let me undo this. I forgot to say that I want these to use blank pages. So when we go up here to the top, we can see that there are different pages inside of here. I can create a page that doesn't have any of those things on there, or I can override those masters. So what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, do I have any of these pages? I'm going to take this January one and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say duplicate this master page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this, I'm going to rename this so I know what it is. And I'm going to say this is blank. And I'm going to make it blank. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all of this stuff over here. And I'm going to select all of this over here. And I'm going to delete it. But I do like this little design, so I do want those pages to match. So now let's try that again. So remember, after our monthly, I want to add 2 pages where I can just add some goal setting. So I'm going to right click here. I'm going to say insert pages. I need 2 pages after page 5. And here's the part I missed. Based on, it's going to ask you what master. So we're going to use that master we just created, C blank, and we're going to say okay. And so now I have these 2 blank pages and I can create whatever I want. So maybe I want to create a text box that just says, write out your goals for January. Because I'm going to make this, maybe I'm going to put this in every month. I don't know why it defaults to Minion Pro, worst font ever. Maybe I like this font. It seems kind of cute. Your goals for January. And there we go. And then maybe I just want to give them different text boxes to write in. So I can just create a box right here. Maybe I want that box to have a purple edge to it and be a little thicker over here. So you can do anything you want inside of here. Obviously, I'm not styling it very well, but you can, whatever your methodology is for goal setting, you can just add it right in here for them. All right, so hopefully that gave you some ideas on what to do. The rest of the files inside of here are pretty much exactly the same. They just have a little bit of a different color layout. And so if we go to second quarter, you're going to see, again, that this has a little bit of a different color, but you can see all of those up here in those master pages. And again, if you want, you can make your own blank master page that just has the headers without any text inside of it. Because remember, these are all master pages that are being applied down here. And if you're not sure what master page is applied to something, first of all, it will tell you here in big letters for a April month, Monday, Tuesday applied, or if you hover over it, it will tell you as well. All right, so that is the second quarter. And then I think there were two styles. Yeah, there's a green and then a pink kind of style, so that then it was able to differentiate every time I flipped to a new month. It had a different color just to give people's eyes a break. And then let's go to the third quarter, which has another different style to it. They all are similar, but just kind of a different color. So let me make this smaller. It would be hard to see. And then on a different month, we have a different color. So we have another brown. And then on the fourth quarter, there's another style, which is more of a a navy and royal blue kind of color. And that alternates also with a gray color. So you got a blue and you got a gray background on all of those. And let's see, did I misspell activity? Look at that. I misspelled activities again. All right. Don't worry, I will fix all of these files as soon as we're done with this live stream and then post them back up. All right, so hopefully that gave you some ideas. And again, if you like these colors that are in here, they're in the swatch palette, but if you don't see them, you can always go over here to this eyedropper tool, change it to color theme tool, and then select anywhere inside of there, and it will kind of pick those colors up. You can click add this to swatches, and then when you go inside your swatches, you'll see that as the new colorful theme that you just added to your swatches, and you can use those colors. And again, it's kind of just guessing for you what colors to pick up from this page. So obviously it can't pick up this foily color, so it just kind of did a yellow. But I think it's still a really good tool if you're trying to make sure that your colors match what's inside of there. So does anyone have any questions? No. All right, let me check over here because there were questions last time in Crowdcast and I forgot to check. All right, so let's go back in. The last file that we're going to do is the blue, and that's the big, huge monster file. That's 366 days in one file. I'm going to close these down just because it does take up memory that we don't have room for because this is such a big file. Let's close this. And close this. Okay, so we're going to open up that blue file and skip this. Okay, I'm going to go to view, overprint preview, and then over here, so we have some character styles throughout here. And again, this was one of the first planners that I ever made. So I'm not sure how many styles are in here. These are just kind of some weird, wet, nail polish looking items that I just thought were cute. And so that's the style that you have. Obviously, if you don't like those, you can change it. I did kind of use that style pretty much through the whole thing. Let's look at that. Yep. We have the wet nail polish throughout all of this. I don't know why. I was totally fascinated by this wet polish graphic. And I was like, I must use it everywhere. I still think it's cute. But anyways, so this is a very integrated planner. So this one is a little different than the others. It actually walks people through, because it was called the Girl Boss Planner. So in theory, it's for someone who is a business owner or a career-minded person. And so it's helping you to plan out your quarters with your revenue and your staff, resources, partners, core competencies, all of those different corporate business speak. It does have an annual calendar in here. It's much smaller, but it's more of an at a glance. I can make this bigger. It's not that small, but it's at a glance so they can see everything and make plans for the year. It does have a holiday sheet inside of it. It does have a Girl Boss Planner year at a glance for 2022. It has place for you to write your monthly notes. It has holidays included in it, which none of the other ones do. So this one is just has more stuff inside of it. It does take a lot more work to update this one. But I know some people really like this kind of format. So here's what you have. You have all of the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday, all look exactly the same. They kind of have the date over here. They have times, a place for tasks, and an empty space for notes. Now, when you get to the weekend looks a little different. You have Friday, and then again, Saturday and Sunday are stuck together on one page. So Saturday is at the top, Sunday's at the bottom, because in theory, you're maybe not doing, your day isn't as chaotic or doesn't need to be as scheduled as the weekdays, because this is meant to be a business planner versus like a life planner, if that makes sense. So same thing. These are really easy to change. The fonts, and it doesn't look like, I don't think I set up any text character styles. I don't know why it's showing any of this. I don't think any of these are set up. So you would have to change each of these individually if that is something you want to change. However, you could change it pretty quickly. So let's say I want to create a character style. If I go into here and I go to character styles, I could just go ahead and create a character style. So I could just add one. It's down here at the bottom. And I could call this my weekday, let's say Poppins, right? Because that's what I like. I like Poppins. And so we're going to go ahead and change this to Poppins, regular. And let's say I want to add some color in here because it's kind of bleak. I could do that gradient swatch. So I could say, okay, and see how that looks. You can't really see the gradient because I think the letters are just too thin. So let's go ahead and just make it that happy blue color that I usually like, which is over here. So we'll say, okay. And so now what I can do is anytime I have a new color, I can double our new weekday, I can double click it, hit weekday Poppins. Same thing. I can just keep going through this document. Whoops. Hit a weekday, double click it, hit weekday Poppins. It's not exactly the fastest method, but it will save you more time down the line the next time you have to update this file. It's just an older file, so I don't think I use character styles. Or quite honestly, I don't think I even knew what character styles were when I first made this. I did not go to university for graphic design. My degree is in history, and then I have an MBA in accounting. Both actually very useless. But yeah, so this could make it a little, it's just tough because there's 365 days in this planner. But it's totally doable if you kind of use styles as a shortcut. And that's kind of it. So same thing. I showed you already how to add in pages, but this one really doesn't need it because it has so many planning pages for you already built into it. But yeah, but you could still add to it. And again, remember, it's a really, really huge file. So when you go to save this file or export it as even like a regular PDF print, it will take quite a bit of time. So just make sure you plan for that and that you're not doing anything else on your computer so it can use all that computing power to just go ahead and work on your file for you. So let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Tasha, Lisa, thank you for your classes. I enjoy your teaching style, quick and easy. Awesome. Thanks. Oh, and let's check Crowdcast, no questions there. All right, guys. I know once you get into like editing the file, it's totally different. And you're like, I don't remember anything. If you have questions, just let me know. I want to help you. I want you to be successful. I want you to buy the templates and resell them as your own planner or make them your own. So if you have any questions on branding, you get stuck in a file, just email me. It does help though if you send me a screenshot so I can kind of see what you're talking about, just because we all describe problems different ways. And when you're frustrated, you just I know when I'm frustrated on tech, I'm like, it's just not working. And they're like, what isn't working? I'm like, your whole program sucks, right? So I totally get it when you're frustrated, but as much as you can send me a screenshot, or even, I think sometimes some people send me videos if you know how to record the screen, I'm totally open to watching that too, it just helps me to help you out better. Debbie, thanks, Lisa. All right, guys, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day and a great start to your week. And I will see you guys later again this week. Like I said, there are no YouTube videos until I get all of the 2022 planners up. And then even after that, I'm going to roll right into Planner Academy 2.0. So I don't think I'm going to do videos just because it does take up a significant amount of time. I am still doing videos on my other channel, the BookTube channel, but that's different. Those are like fun, like chirpy kind of videos versus like these are more planning videos. So yeah, so more live streams coming your way. Again, I will probably just tell you the day of because I don't like to make promises that I can't keep, but I am now working on all the digital planners, checking those. And again, this one today, I will fix that word activities, which clearly I misspelled in all 4 of them, and I'll re-upload that today, later today too. All right, guys.